This is my 2024 Honda CRF 300L Rally with ABS. I only have about 75 to 80 miles on this bike. I haven't really ridden the bike as much as I want to. And my main reason for buying this bike is to take it on adventures. And I plan to do modifications and buy accessories for it that will help me go on adventures. One of the first accessories that came in the mail, I've ordered a bunch already, but the first one that came is this tusk for the rear rack. So I'm going to be installing this now. And the instructions are pretty straightforward. Again, this is the bracket, this is the top plate, and these aluminum spacers. It says here that the shorter one goes to the front and the longer one goes to the rear. And then also the 4mm, the M6 by 20mm, this will go to the top to bolt it down to the bracket. And then these bolts are the ones that will hold down the brackets to the motorcycle using these spacers. So let's get to it. we're going to be installing is the Flatland Racing radiator guard. Here are the instructions. Tells you the parts that are included, what to do, how to install, etc. I cannot scoot this bracket, frame bracket or whatever they call it. I can't scoot it any further because this is in the way. So if I scoot it up, for example, I cannot move this up because it's hitting. The only way to really install this bracket along with this frame bracket is to remove this. Now to remove this, you remove the heat shield first, or the whatever this is, this shroud, right? Remember that it's taped up here, so you have to loosen this as well. You loosen it by pulling up on this little tab right here, and you can loosen it and reuse it. But in here, there's a little tab right there where my thumb is pressing. You push on that, and then you separate, you unplug it. Once you unplug it, you can then pull this down to remove it from these two edges right here on this red are rails that slide into these two receiving rails on this connector. But this is mounted on the frame, which you can't remove. So you're just gonna have to remove this and then you're just going to have to zip tie it along the frame, another zip tie, so it doesn't wobble or fall off. That's the only way you can scoot this up, and that's the only way you can install this flange or bracket onto this frame bracket. And you are supposed to use the other hex, the countersunk one, the longer one for the bottom, and the shorter one for the top, because it's meant to be short so it doesn't hit your tank. So now I'm going to put Loctite and install this once I've scooted it up the frame where the bracket will reach it. So back here, there's the fuel hose, I think that is, this one right here. And then there's a harness right here. And you don't want to capture those two, you just want to capture the frame and this, not even this wire you want to capture. So I slid it from here, from up top, behind this bracket. And I just caught it over here in front of the hose. And once I did that, I slid it down here in front of this harness. And then once I had that in a C shape, I shimmied it up. I shimmied upwards the frame. And now I have just around the connector the way I want it. So now I'm just going to tighten that, not over tighten it, just tighten it so that it doesn't flop around. And then I'll cut the excess zip tie. Alright, let me show you one more time how this looks. Zip tied it there. That's the original zip tie from factory. Pushed it up a little bit, that's why this is kind of pinching. Not pinching, but that's why it's bent. And this still has enough slack. This is not tight, it's not binding on itself. And the only thing left really is this flange bolt, which I think Flatland wants you to use here rather than using this. This might be too short, but we'll see. I'm going to install the fairings back and, or rather, you know what? I'm going to do this while I'm here, the skid plate, and then I'll see about this once I'm done. So moving on to this Flatland skid plate. only thing bad I can say about this is that the radiator guard cuts it way too close with the front fender. Is really close. Right there's the closest point, and it's about 1.5 millimeters away from touching. But otherwise it looks good. It looks very sturdy. Looks nice.